Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am the three-time the Boxer Award winning the Boxer. 6 years I've been waiting to say that. Oh, and it feels good. So, I am here at the BC Sports Hall of Fame for my first endeavor as a three-time the Boxer Award winner. And, I've touched on the BC Sports Hall of Fame a couple times during the tourism challenge, and I thought it was worth a deeper dive to take a look around and just see more of what's here as opposed to just answering challenge questions. So let's find out what's going on. So when you come in, they recommend that you actually start on this side, which is actually the one closest to the entrance, and you work your way deeper in. So over here I see, this is a computer, almost a computer area, like a touch screen one, where you can actually look up certain people. I think that I actually used it during the tourism passport. Let's see. You see like the different areas, because it's the BC Sports Hall of Fame, there's obviously there's different sports, they have different areas, like the court and gym, water, but how say music, you'll have management, you'll have singers, you'll have instrument players. Let's see, here's also track and field, sports, water sports, court and gym, team field, snow and ice. So that's generally where they suggest that you start. So it's a 2025 class of inductees. It includes Cindy Devine, athlete, mountain biking. Let's see, who else? Me. Okay, so over here is just a general display. Ray Ferraro, ice hockey player, and Nathan Hirayama, rugby player. So those three people made it in for 2025. So I'm fairly sure I remember mentioning Terry Fox last time. I remember they just had the Terry Fox run about a week or two ago. I think as of now, the Marathon of Hope, as it's called, which that's the actual name of it. They do it every September, and they were saying it just hit $900 million in money raised over the past maybe 40-something years. So just wanted to make sure to touch on Terry Fox again. There's a little area here. And today that touches me a little bit more because of my mom. So let's see. So, gonna start over here. This is the day it all begins. Terry's diary on April 12th, 1980. St. John's, Newfoundland. When Terry Fox dipped his artificial leg in St. John's Harbor to begin his Marathon of Hope, few people knew who he was or what he was trying to do. The first weeks were a trial as winds and weather and hilly terrain tested him. Seeing his courage and determination, the people of Newfoundland rallied behind him. and Terry knew that other Canadians would respond as his run continued. So his goal was he had a goal of 25 miles a day to each day. And he started this, obviously, I mentioned the artificial leg, so he had like one human leg. And the other, obviously, the other was artificial. So, May 7th, Terry and his crew crossed to Cape Breton Island. As kilometers began to add up, Terry established a routine on the road, rising early 7 days a week. Even problems with his artificial leg, not built for the punishment of a marathon a day, didn't force Terry off the road. Good weather and friendly people kept Terry's spirits up. As the run continued, Terry had to cope with increasing demands on his off-road time for fundraising receptions and press interviews. Brother Daryl joined Terry and his friend and driver, Doug Allward, for the rest of the journey. Total contributions to the Marathon of Hope passed the $100,000 mark. Hot weather and less coverage in French press made Terry's reception in Quebec disappointing until he reached Montreal, where things improved. The public in Ontario, having followed Terry's progress in the media, gave him a massive welcome. Days of running were followed by nights of speeches, presentations, and awards. Many small towns declared Terry Fox Day as he ran through. In Ottawa, Terry met Prime Minister Trudeau. Pierre Trudeau, I'm assuming, because this was 1980. Terry's run reached Toronto and a huge reception at City Hall. By now, Terry had celebrity status and crowds gathered wherever he appeared. Terry's confidence that he would reach Vancouver was buoyed by the tremendous response he got from all Canadians. The Marathon of Hope total passed the $1 million mark. Nearing Thunder Bay, pain and weakness forced Terry to visit a doctor. All Canadians were shocked to learn that Terry had suffered a recurrence of cancer. After 144 days and 3,339 miles, the Marathon of Hope had come to an end. A wave of public sympathy grew for this courageous athlete, whose quiet determination had endeared him to a nation. A surge of donations was followed by a national telethon that raised $10 million, pushing the Marathon of Hope total above $24 million and surpassing Terry's dream of raising $1 from every Canadian. So yeah, this is like the white text, and I think I covered one smaller box as well. You can come in and take a look at the whole thing. I encourage it. I'm also pretty sure I remember talking about Rick Hansen. There is a wheelchair here that you can actually sit in, and there's normally a speed and distance calculator. I think you maybe spin the wheels and it'll tell you how fast it's going. But it is not working at the moment of filming. But you are allowed to try out the wheelchair anyway, which I am not going to do because of my size. Yeah, so I'm going to just err on the side of caution. I want to not break things, especially when they're in like a Hall of Fame or a museum. That tends to kind of be not the best thing you want to be doing. So, world champion athlete, he wheeled around the globe, and he wanted to bring the world's attention to the possibility of a fully accessible and inclusive society. So, as you probably figured out, he's in a wheelchair. I think this looks like a spinal cord injury. Yeah, so obviously I'm clearly, I've heard the name Rick Hansen, I just really haven't bothered to I'm a bad person. I haven't bothered actually getting into like his whole story. So, nevertheless, you can actually come here. You'll see maps like North America. He actually started around Vancouver. He went south to Los Angeles and San Diego, east all the way to Miami, up to Cape Spear and St. John's, and then back to Vancouver. And that was his North American tour. He also did one in Europe. Let's see, where does it start? Well, we'll just say for the European part, there's Dublin to Glasgow, Paris, Oslo, Helsinki, Moscow, back to Helsinki, down to Warsaw, Prague, Vienna, through to Lisbon, down to Gibraltar, through Rome, Dubrovnik, Split, back to Rome, Athens, Amman, and Tel Aviv. So, and there's also more in Asia, like Beijing, Seoul, Tokyo, Hong Kong, also Australia and Auckland, but there's displays in the way, and I can't crouch like that anymore. So, yeah, again, another guy worth checking out. And you know what? I'm actually tempted to see what I can do. Yeah, I think that's about it. You see why I am not in the NHL. This is one deflated basketball. Well, peach. I guess it's called beach basketball because obviously it's tied up and not inflated for obvious reasons. Let's see. That might have been the only basket I've ever made, and I did it single-handedly, literally with one hand. It's like, where was the defense? This car was actually the one that Greg Moore raced in for his first kart victory in 1997. It was the Miller Genuine Draft 200 at the Milwaukee Mile. At 22 years, 1 month, and 10 days, he was the youngest driver to win a kart race. And again, this was in 1997. So, we'll have to look it up, but I would imagine that the record may or may not have been broken since. So, when I did the tourism challenge, I remember there was a question about Louis Pasaglia. So, he was the kicker for the BC Lions. So here we have like a Lions bit here, and then Louis Pasaglia. So George Blandis' 26 season record called me for a long time, but Father's Time is calling too, and his call's a little louder. So I actually think I remember his 26th season. That was the year I was graduating high school. Well, I graduated in 2001. and I guess his last season was 2000, so I graduated the next year. But I remember his last game was during my grade 12 year. That was the Lions actually won the Grey Cup in 2000, and it was his field goal that ended up being the game winner. So yeah, that's actually something that, somebody just remember little, like, specific things. So yeah, so one thing I remember about with the Lions and the Canucks, 1994, the Canucks lost in the finals to the New York Rangers, and the BC Lions won the Grey Cup, and the Grey Cup was hosted at BC Place Stadium, so it was literally a home game for them, because that's where they play their games, is BC Place Stadium. And then they did it again. The same thing, I think the same thing happened in 2011. Canucks make it to the finals. BC Place Stadium hosts the Grey Cup, where the BC Lions make it and win. So yeah, just like one of those ones. And I think that was actually, the BC Lions were the first team in 2011 to win the Grey Cup in their home stadium, since the BC Lions did it in 1994. And that was just such a laugh. And then you throw in the fact that the Vancouver Canucks made the finals both years, and the city rioted both times. One of the 2 negative Naboxed awards I've ever given out. Come on, guys. We're better than that. God, that's still embarrassing. 14 years later. Okay, so 2024 Tourism Challenge, I came here, and I definitely remember a question about Gino Ojic, and I am here in the indigenous, there's an indigenous area. So Gino Ojic, of course, being a indigenous. So let's see. Shinny. Halcomelum. In 1885, the anthropologist James Deans was in BC when he noted that it has been common from unknown times for all the native tribes on this coast to play the game of shinny. Played on a flat surface with a curved stick, it became a popular pastime for early European settlers who incorporated rules from European games of hurley and shinty. The game quickly grew in popularity and evolved into the sport of hockey, which in 1994 became Canada's official national winter sport. Okay, so there's actually a bit here on Carey Price as well. So, Carey Price, Ulkacho First Nation. Please feel free, if you know if I pronounce it wrong, please comment down below, let me know how to properly pronounce it. So anyway, born in Vancouver in 1987 and raised in Anaheim Lake, BC, Carey Price began playing hockey at the age of 9, his father Jerry teaching him on the frozen creek. In 2007, Carey helped Canada to the World Junior Championship in Sweden. Since 2008, Carey has been the goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens. Not anymore. He was traded recently. He won a gold medal with the Team Canada at the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, and a year later he won the Hart Memorial Trophy, William M. Jennings Trophy, Ted Lindsay Award, and the Vezina Trophy, becoming the first goaltender in history to win all 4 individual awards in the same season.
Sports Hall of Fame and inspired
Okay.
with us.
Being a wrestling fan, I would be remiss if I did not touch on Delta Dawn. She's actually also in the indigenous section, Lake Babine Nation. Born in 1969 in Prince George, Dawn Murphy excelled in speed skating as a child and attended a summer wrestling school in Surrey as a teenager. While living in Delta, she took on the stage name Delta Dawn and joined All Star Wrestling, a professional wrestling organization that travels BC. Her success eventually led to appearances in Japanese professional wrestling organizations such as All Japan Pro Wrestling. She retired in 1994 to raise her family. In 2017, Dawn was honored at the annual All-Star Wrestling Reunion for BC wrestlers. I might have been at that show, actually, so I kind of remember, I remember actually seeing her at an ASW show at a, so, yeah, I think I actually remember that, so there you go.
That was the funnest I've ever had. I've done other things like race internationally and racing big races.
So, being a wrestling fan, and I have quite a few wrestling videos on my channel, so I feel like Delta Dawn would be as appropriate as a person to end the video on. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a deeper dive into the BC Sports Hall of Fame. And I hope you come check the place out. It is actually pretty good if you want to find out about these different things. So, till then, folks, I am the three-time Naboxed award-winning. Wait, no, I'm the three-time Naboxed award-winning Naboxed. Like I said, I waited 6 years to make that change. I'm going to have to practice getting used to that. Yay me. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, bonus bit at the end of the video here. I have a question for you guys. So, as you know, I've done a lot of local stuff, like the BC Sports Hall of Fame. I've done, let's see, the Burnaby Village Museum, Britannia Mine Museum, Grouse Mountain, Capelon Suspension Bridge. Those are dedicated areas that are something. But across Vancouver, there's a lot of landmarks. For example, I'm here in Gastown. Okay, I hope I got a good angle. That's a steam clock. There's a lot of small, local landmarks like this. Stanley Park alone has totem poles, the 9 o'clock gun. There's a lighthouse there on the seawall. So there's even there's a building between Stadium and the BC Sports Hall of Fame where there's a couple tanks and cannons outside of them. So you walk along, so when you go between there and the Hall of Fame and the SkyTrain, those are distinct things that stick out. So would you be interested in me doing a video where I just go around doing checking out those local things? Comment down below, and please more than one person, please, because I know I could do it for my health, but it's not just me walking around. It's 30 pounds of camera gear. So I would like to have at least a few people express interest in me doing a video like that before I actually plot out how to go about it. So if that actually is interesting for you guys, please comment down below. So until then, once again, thanks for watching and stay tuned.